So you're applying to law school and you're looking to get either a scholarship or maybe even a higher scholarship offer? Well, you've come to the right place, because in this video, I'm gonna give you the one trick to help give you the scholarship money you deserve. Welcome to Law Venture, a channel devoted to lawyers and future lawyers. Now let's dive in so I can give you some tips and tricks on how you can increase your scholarship money. First things first, what you need to do is just go ahead and maximize your Lsat score and your GPA if you can. If you're in the position where maybe you can take the Lsat and get a higher grade, or maybe you're not finished with your senior year and you can take classes that'll boost that GPA, I highly recommend it, because it'll really help with these next steps and tricks. After maximizing your Lsat and GPA score, what you need to end up doing is start applying to law schools ASAP, as early in the application process as possible. And here's why. If you apply to a law school early, then you're gonna maximize your potential of getting scholarship money. That's because they have a finite amount of money that they can give out. And if you are early in the process, we'll have much more money to work with and much more flexibility. On the other side, if you wait towards the end of the application process and then you try and ask for money, they might not have it in the budget. So my recommendation is, as soon as you can, start applying, and as soon as you get accepted, to start trying to get that scholarship money. Whenever you start applying, my recommendation is to be very strategic with it, because with your maximized LSAT and your maximized GPA, apply to a safety school. Apply to a school that you know you're gonna get into. Now, these schools are the ones where your GPA and your LSAT are gonna be higher than what they on average take and end up accepting. They want you to come to their law school. The reason being, if more people with higher GPAs and higher LSATs start going there, then they start becoming more and more competitive. You can be the one who helps maybe bring the average a little bit higher. So typically, in order to be a little bit more convincing in accepting you, they try and offer you scholarship money. Now keep in mind that the law schools that typically offer maybe the most scholarship money are the ones that are private schools and they're located in a very expensive city. Typically, in order to counteract their low average for GPA and LSAT scores, and to counteract the fact that just law school is more expensive if you're going to a private school, and on top of that, it's an expensive city, they try to bring people in by offering money. Almost guaranteed, if your LSAT and your GPA are above their averages, those schools will try and get you there by offering as much scholarship money as they can. Now, you need to use this to your advantage. I can't recommend this enough. Here's how. So the best way to get money from the school that you applied to, that you want to go to, is to use your safety school as a bargaining chip. Now, let's just assume that maybe the school that you want to go to that accepted you didn't offer you any money, or maybe they offered you just a little bit amount of money. Well, here's where that safety school comes into play. And what you need to do is write a letter to the school you want to go to, informing them of the acceptance and the scholarship offer from your safety school. They don't need to know that it's your safety school. All they need to know is you applied, you were accepted, they offered you money, and you're considering going. And here's the kicker. The school that accepted you, that you're trying to get money from, they want you to. There's a reason why they accepted you. And you have to keep in mind, by accepting you, they're essentially denying another 100 people. And so that spot is yours, and they don't want to have to maybe take you out of it to replace you with somebody with lower scores. Because on the flip side of the safety school, that may actually lower their average GPA and LSAT. Also keep in mind that there's nothing wrong with asking for money when it comes to going to a law school. I know it's a little bit of a perspective shift, because maybe 2 months prior, you're like, I would give anything to be accepted to this law school. And now they accepted you and you come off as greedy, saying, oh, by the way, I need some money. That is not the case. In fact, as future lawyers, this is a time you can showcase your skill set, because as lawyers, we negotiate every single day. In fact, 99% of cases all negotiate to a settlement. So why not show off your skill set right now before you even step onto the law school campus? In doing so, here's my recommendation on the best way to maybe negotiate or phrase the letter whenever you are trying to get that scholarship money. Here's what you shouldn't do. You shouldn't say, hey, if you don't give me money, I'm gonna go to the other law school. That's tacky, it's not gonna come off very well. This essentially means that whenever you are reaching out to this law school in order to get a scholarship or maybe an increase, is that you need to phrase this as more of a dilemma instead of a demand. Let the law school know, hey, this other law school not only accepted you, but they also offered some money, and that you would love to go to law school A. Is there anything they can do to help really tilt you in their direction? Now that kind of phrasing makes the process much less adversarial. It doesn't make you come off as a prima donna who's making demands. Instead, what this does is it makes the law school that you're trying to get scholarship money from more of a teammate, right? You're presenting a problem and you're saying, hey, let's work together to reach a solution. Now, this may or may not work, I don't know, but it's a matter of casting a wide net, have multiple law schools you want to go to, and see what the results are. I guarantee you this approach will be much better than just not doing anything. Now keep in mind, if you're in a boom or bust situation, meaning you just want to go to one law school and this is the only law school you're going to go to, and they end up calling you out on your bluff by saying, hey, yeah, you can go to your safety school, that's fine, we'll just find a replacement, then you don't have any more cards to play. You have to make a decision, and I recommend that you make a business decision. I don't know which way that business decision is going to go, but you need to look at it as an investment. You need to factor in your ROI, your return on investment. If you go to law school A, what is most likely going to be your salary? What's most likely going to be your expenses? How much of your salary, if you come out of law school A, is going to go into student loans? Go to law school B, do the same type of analysis, and try and compare whether or not the higher law school loans will outweigh maybe a lower salary but minimal law school loans. And here's another issue. In some situations, your scholarship money can actually lose you money. I know, mind blown, but that just depends on what your situation is. Now I'm gonna leave that cliffhanger because that's gonna be a separate video I'll be posting. Be on the lookout for that one. If you have any questions about this particular video, leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. I may make another video and give you a shout out. Also, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. Until next time, I'm Jarrett Stone from Law Venture, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, no bloopers in this one, but more of a random thought. I'm thinking about putting the phrase pro tip in the video title, but the lawyer in me says that's completely unnecessary because I never see 5 best amateur tips. I don't know, it seems a little unnecessary. I might be overanalyzing it. You see it in the title, or I don't know which direction the title is, but if you see it in the title, that means I gave into the YouTube pressures. Let me know if that's what brought you here, because if it did, maybe I'll start using it more. I don't know. Okay, that's all I got.